quiet moment at the very edge of sleep. Lay back now and find your most comfortable position, letting your body soften into the warmth around you. Take a slow, gentle breath in, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, and release it, letting go of any thoughts from your day. Another soft breath in, and as you exhale, allow yourself to simply listen without effort or expectation. There's nothing to do now but rest and let the story unfold. Tonight, we journey to a world of ancient whispers and forgotten truths, a place known as Sanctuary, steeped in myth and legend. But we won't seek battle or grand quests. Instead, we'll find a quiet refuge, a place where history sleeps, waiting to be gently rediscovered. It's a place where the veil between worlds feels thin, not in a startling way, but with a gentle, ancient presence. Imagine, if you will, standing before a towering, obsidian-like archway draped in thick, velvety shadows. Its surface is smooth, cool to the touch, feeling like stone that has absorbed eons of silence. This is no ordinary entrance, but a gateway to a hidden archive, carefully sealed away from the world's turmoil. The air here is cool and still, carrying the faint, earthy scent of old parchment and something subtly metallic, like deep, undisturbed ore. A single, soft, reddish glow pulses faintly from within, a beacon not of fire, but of ancient power, hinting at the profound secrets held deep inside. As you step closer, the darkness at the archway's threshold seems to part, inviting you into a vast, silent chamber. The floor beneath your feet is smooth, polished stone, reflecting the dim, ruby light that now emanates from various points within the chamber. Here, amidst the quietude, lies the heart of our story, a place dedicated to understanding the true identity of a figure, known only in hushed tones, the daughter of hatred, Lilith. Her story, woven into the very fabric of Sanctuary, begins to reveal itself in the soft, ancient echoes of this forgotten place. We've arrived. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest scent of old stone and something subtly sweet, like faded incense. Your gaze drifts across the rough-hewn walls, where ancient carvings, now softened by centuries, tell a story not of grand battles, but of origins. They depict a figure, ethereal and graceful, often with delicate, bat-like wings, not menacing, but almost protective in their ancient form. This is the lady, the queen of succubi, the first demon to stand against the eternal conflict, Lilith. Soft, distant echoes, the path ahead opens into a wider, circular chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow. Here, the carvings become more distinct, focusing on a singular moment, the union of an angel and a demon, the very beginning of Sanctuary. You notice symbols intertwined to feather, a claw representing the unlikely alliance that birthed this world and its human inhabitants. It's a tale of creation, not destruction, unfolding slowly before you. The true identity isn't one of malice alone, but of a complex, primal mother figure. A faint, almost imperceptible light emanates from a central pedestal in this chamber. Upon it rests an object, not grand or powerful, but exquisitely crafted. A delicate, petrified rose, its petals frozen in an eternal, perfect bloom. It feels ancient, holding the silent promise of a forgotten purpose. This rose, perhaps, whispers of her longing for a sanctuary, a safe haven away from the endless war between heaven and hell. It speaks of a different kind of ambition, a desire to protect her creations, a mother's fierce, if flawed, love. The story of Lilith, daughter of hatred, is also the story of a mother, desperate to forge a new destiny. The whisper of her name, Lilith, carried through the nascent realm, a name born not of simple evil, but of a profound, almost primal desire. She stood at the precipice of creation, her shadow long against the emerging landscapes of sanctuary, a world she helped bring forth from the chaotic void. This was her grand design, her secret hope. You can almost feel the quiet hum of that new world settling, a world meant to be a refuge for her children, the Nephilim, born of both angel and demon. Imagine a vast, silent chamber, deep within the foundational earth of sanctuary itself. Here, in the soft glow of forgotten runes etched into ancient stone, lie the echoes of her true purpose. Not merely a demon seeking conquest, but a parent seeking freedom for her offspring. A safe haven from the eternal conflict between heaven and hell. The air here is still, carrying only the faintest scent of cool stone and distant earthbound magic. Her identity, then, is inextricably linked to this act of rebellion, this courageous defiance. She saw her children, the Nephilim, not as abominations, but as beings of immense potential, stifled by the endless war. Within this quiet, hallowed space, you can almost trace the lines of her plan, written in the very fabric of existence. To nurture, to protect, to carve out a destiny free from the cosmic struggle. A mother's fierce love, twisted by circumstance, yet undeniably present in the very bedrock of sanctuary, of existence. To nurture, to protect, to carve out a destiny free from the cosmic struggle. A mother's fierce love, twisted by circumstance, yet undeniably present in the very bedrock of sanctuary. And it is within this deep, silent foundation that her true identity whispers, not in angry shouts or fiery pronouncements, but in the soft, ancient echoes of creation itself. We drift now, not through realms of chaos, but through forgotten pathways deep beneath the surface of the world you know. Imagine stepping into a vast, cool chamber, a crypt of forgotten truths, where the air hangs still and heavy with ages past. The walls here are not rough stone, but smoothed, polished obsidian, reflecting the faint, pulsing glow of bioluminescent moss that clings to the vaulted ceiling. No battle ever raged here. No desperate plea was ever uttered. Only the patient passage of time, preserving a story. Along these dark, gleaming walls, intricate carvings stretch like ancient tapestries. They are not tales of war, but of Genesis. You see the delicate lines of a nascent world forming from swirling starlight. And there, at the very heart of the earliest etchings, is a figure unmistakably hers. Not the demon of legend, but an architect, a sculptor of destiny. Her form, depicted with graceful, powerful wings, is shown not in conquest, but in the very act of weaving intertwining threads of light and shadow. These are the threads that became the first humans, the children of sanctuary. The glyphs speak of a profound sacrifice, of a severance from her own kind, all for the possibility of a new beginning, a new race free from the eternal conflict of angels and demons. A quiet, almost mournful determination emanates from these ancient portraits. The cool, still air carries no sound but the gentle hum of the living moss. Here, in this silent sanctuary within sanctuary, the true identity of Lilith begins to unfold, not as pure evil, but as a being driven by a fierce, maternal instinct to protect her unique creation, even if it meant defying all known cosmic order. A silent narrative of a mother's profound, if desperate, love, etched into the very stone of existence. It settles around you, this ancient wisdom, like a soft, cool blanket, inviting quiet contemplation as you rest. It settles around you, this ancient wisdom, like a soft, cool blanket, inviting quiet contemplation as you rest. As your mind drifts, you find yourself within a forgotten chamber, deep within the very foundations of sanctuary. This is not a place of conflict or despair, but one imbued with a forgotten beginning. The air here is still and cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant, blooming nightshade. Soft, ethereal light filters down from unseen cracks in the high ceiling, illuminating a central, shallow stone basin. It appears to have once held something precious, something vital. The stone around it is worn smooth by ages, and faint, almost erased carvings adorn its sides, spirals, and gentle curves, hinting at seeds and burgeoning life. Soft, distant dripping sound here. In this quiet, primordial space, the true identity of Lilith resonates most strongly. Before the fury, before the desperation, she was the Genesis. Her love, a force so powerful it defied the eternal conflict, sought only to shield her children, the first humans. She saw them as pure potential, a new path for existence, born from her own forbidden union. The carvings whisper of her vision, a world where her offspring could thrive, unburdened by the endless war of angels and demons. This chamber, silent and preserved by time, is a monument to that initial, pure intent. It speaks of a mother who sought to carve out a haven that became sanctuary. The soft light plays across the moss-covered stones, revealing how life itself slowly reclaims and softens the edges of even the most ancient places. You can almost feel the echoes of her hopes, her dreams for this world, woven into the very fabric of this silent, forgotten heart of creation. A profound sense of peace fills this space, a peace born of understanding. Air in this forgotten heart still hums with the faintest whisper of what once was, not of conflict, but of genesis. You can almost feel the presence of ancient, intricate designs woven into the very stone around you, not etched by hand, but formed by the powerful, primordial will that first shaped this realm. These silent symbols are the subtle tapestries of her true identity, not as a demon of destruction, but as a mother, a protector, whose fierce love for her children, the Nephilim, sparked the creation of sanctuary itself. A soft, otherworldly light emanates from a central, almost ethereal pool, reflecting faint, swirling images of nascent stars and a world just beginning to breathe. It's a vision of primordial peace, a time before the burdens of choice and consequence weighed upon her. Here, the raw, unburdened intention of Lilith resides, a quiet understanding of her complex nature. Far from the echoes of conflict and despair, this gentle, crimson light softly illuminates ancient, smooth walls, revealing abstract patterns that seem to shimmer with a deep, internal warmth, like the quiet, rhythmic beating of a long-dormant heart. No harsh edges, no piercing shadows, only a serene glow that invites a deep, comforting introspection. The very essence of her foundational dream, preserved here in stillness, offering a profound sense of origin and belonging. You are simply witnessing the tranquil memory of her first, profound act of love, before the world around her became a crucible of eternal struggle. Just the soft, constant hum of creation settling into eternity, inviting you to rest within its quiet echo. The soft hum of creation begins to gently fade, not into silence, but into a deep, sustained resonance that cradles the very foundations of this nascent world. Imagine a space, vast and quiet, where the last vestiges of that primordial energy still swirl, like faint, luminous mists settling over ancient, sculpted stone. Soft, low hum, distant, gentle chimes. This is a chamber not built by mortal hands, but woven from the fabric of possibility itself, a place where the true story of Lilith, her profound identity, is not told in words, but felt in the very air, a deep, ancient wisdom. Here, in this quiet expanse, you can almost perceive the echo of her earliest thoughts, not of dominion or destruction, but of a sanctuary, a haven for her children, born from a defiance fueled by a deep, protective instinct. The light here is subdued, a soft, ethereal glow that emanates from nowhere and everywhere, illuminating ancient, almost organic patterns etched into the vast, curved walls. These patterns seem to depict the intricate flow of essence, the intertwining of heaven and hell into a new, forbidden bloom, a tapestry of creation. each subtle current of air carries with it the faint, sweet scent of something ancient and floral, mingled with the earthy aroma of newly formed stone, a reminder of her initial resolve, a quiet strength that shaped the chaos into order, creating a world where life, fragile and precious, could flourish. It's a place of profound peace now, a historical archive of creation, where her identity is laid bare not as a villain, but as a complex architect of existence, her purpose entwined with the very breath of sanctuary itself. Just rest here, in this ancient cradle, and let the gentle currents of its deep, primordial history carry you deeper into slumber, as the echoes of creation lull you to sleep. The whispers of that primordial time, the very echoes of creation, continue to hum softly around you. It is within these deep, foundational layers of sanctuary that we find the genesis of her tale, the daughter of hatred, Lilith. Not a name to stir fear now, but a title born of ancient lineage, of powers vast and elemental. Imagine, if you will, not a raging demon, but a spirit of profound, complex desire. A desire to escape the eternal war, the endless conflict between the high heavens and the burning hells. It was this deep, yearning impulse that led her, alongside the angel Anarius, to forge this new realm, sanctuary, a quiet haven spun from stolen worldstone and shared rebellion. Picture a secluded, cavernous space, deep within the nascent earth of sanctuary. Here, the very essence of creation mingled. Perhaps a still, dark pool reflects the faint, distant starlight filtering through unseen fissures above. The water, ancient and deep, shimmers with a subtle crimson glow, a faint echo of the demonic bloodline that birthed her, yet also holding the promise of a new world, a new beginning. This was her true identity, not just a force of destruction, but a progenitor, a mother of a new race, the Nephilim, born of both light and shadow. The air in this ancient hollow is cool still, carrying the faint, earthy scent of timeless stone and the quiet hum of creation's memory. Around the pool, gnarled, ancient roots from unseen, colossal trees above gently entwine, forming a natural, silent sanctuary within a sanctuary. They seem to guard this sacred, silent birthplace, a place where a complex, powerful will once dreamt of peace and carved it from chaos. Let the quiet reflection of this primal scene guide your own thoughts into deeper stillness. The primal scene, silent and vast, now subtly shifts. As if drawn by an unseen current, your quiet contemplation moves deeper, past the very fabric of creation itself. You find yourself in a hidden chamber, etched into the ancient heart of what once was. It is not grand or imposing, but rather intimate, a place of quiet, profound purpose. The air here is still, carrying the faint, cool scent of untouched stone and distant, fertile earth. Faint, deep hum of ancient magic. This is where the mother's truest identity first truly bloomed, not in fiery defiance, but in a nascent, tender hope. Imagine walls of dark, smooth obsidian, polished by an age beyond reckoning, reflecting the soft, ethereal glow that seems to emanate from the very air. In the center, a perfectly smooth, unadorned stone basin, shallow and wide, holds a faint, shimmering mist. This mist is not cold, but holds a neutral, almost nurturing warmth, like the breath of creation itself. Here, Lilith, before the shadows lengthened, and her purpose became twisted, envisioned a haven, a sanctuary from endless war. Her true identity at its core was that of a protector, a creator of new life and new possibilities. The basin of mist seems to whisper of this original intent, of the raw, pure desire to shield and nurture. You can almost feel the quiet resonance of a mother's first, unwavering dream. Around the basin, faint, elegant carvings trace abstract patterns on the obsidian floor, not of conflict or power, but of intertwining branches, soft light, and gentle, flowing forms. They speak of growth, connection, and a yearning for balance. This chamber, a silent witness to her earliest, purest aspirations, offers a profound stillness, a gentle invitation to rest within the quiet echoes of a powerful, yet ultimately tender Genesis. This chamber, a silent witness to her earliest, purest aspirations, offers a profound stillness, a gentle invitation to rest within the quiet echoes of a powerful, yet ultimately tender Genesis. The air here carries the faint, sweet scent of ancient stone and something akin to forgotten starlight, as if the very elements remember a time before strife. Smooth, obsidian walls rise around you, not cold or imposing, but etched with patterns that seem to flow like slow rivers of memory. These are not symbols of power or conquest, but delicate, almost fragile lines that suggest creation, growth, and the weaving of life itself. It is within these patterns that a deeper understanding of Lilith begins to emerge. Not the Lilith of legend, cloaked in dread and shadow, but the daughter of hatred, yet also the mother of sanctuary. Her true identity in this quiet space feels less like a riddle to be solved and more like a gentle, tragic truth to be understood. Here, you sense the dual nature of her birthright, the raw power of the prime evil Mephisto, blended with the boundless creativity and longing for escape that defined her. The chamber whispers of a primal yearning, a desire to forge a new path, a safe haven from the eternal conflict that consumed her lineage. A soft, ethereal glow emanates from a central, smooth stone plinth, illuminating faint, almost translucent glyphs that trace the lineage of the Nephilim, her children. It speaks of her ultimate sacrifice, her ultimate hope, and the profound, almost desperate love that drove her initial, forbidden union. The true identity of Lilith in this serene sanctuary is not merely a name or a title, but a complex tapestry of creation, rebellion, and a mother's fierce, misguided protection. Soft, distant hum, the light pulses gently, a silent heartbeat, inviting you to simply be, to absorb the quiet depth of her foundational story. The quiet light that pulsed before now seems to gently draw you into a deeper, more secluded chamber. Here, the air feels heavy with an ancient, unspoken purpose, as if the very stones hold centuries of hushed secrets. This is not a place of grand display, but of quiet contemplation, a sanctuary for understanding rather than worship. Along the dark, polished stone walls, intricate carvings depict not battles, but the swirling genesis of a world and the intertwined destinies of beings both celestial and infernal. These symbols, weathered by time yet still vibrant in their silent storytelling, trace the lineage of creation and conflict, all leading back to a singular, foundational truth. In the very center of this chamber, on a low, unassuming pedestal, rests an artifact unlike any other. It is neither weapon nor crown, but a vessel, perhaps a primordial heart, gently pulsing with an internal, soft fire. This relic glows with a blended light, a deep, comforting crimson intertwined with a gentle, hopeful rose, casting long, dancing shadows across the carved narratives. This artifact seems to embody the very essence of Lilith's true identity, the daughter of hatred, yes, yet also the fiercely protective mother of Sanctuary's first inhabitants. It is a being woven from the deepest primordial chaos and the most desperate, complex love. The light whispers of beginnings, of choices made in the nascent stages of existence, shaping the very fabric of this world into something both beautiful and tragically flawed. As you simply observe its quiet radiance, a subtle understanding settles over the space, revealing that the greatest powers, the most profound identities, often stem from the most complex and interwoven desires, without need for grand pronouncements. Soft, distant hum continues. The soft, distant hum continues, a gentle echo of the profound truths whispered by the very fabric of existence. It suggests that identity, especially one as ancient and pivotal as Lilith's, isn't a singular, clear-cut definition, but rather a tapestry woven from countless threads of ambition, desperation, and a deep, complicated love for her creations. Imagine now a hidden chamber deep within the ancient roots of Sanctuary itself, not a place of fear or darkness, but one of quiet contemplation, almost forgotten by the passage of ages. The air here is still and cool, carrying the faint scent of old earth and something akin to a silent, lingering memory. Smooth, gray stones form the walls, etched with patterns that resemble not symbols of war, but intricate, flowing lines, like roots reaching deep into the soil, or veins carrying lifeblood. Here, in this quiet sanctuary, one can almost sense the true nature of her identity. It's not the simple tale told in fear or hatred, but a more profound story of a mother, however flawed, however terrifying in her methods, seeking to protect her children, her world. The etchings on the stone might tell of this, not with words, with the very curve and flow of their ancient artistry, speaking of profound choices made in the crucible of creation. A soft, ethereal glow emanates from hidden crevices, casting long, gentle shadows that dance with the stillness. This light illuminates details that might otherwise be overlooked. A subtle shift in the stone's texture, a faint, almost invisible shimmer in the air. It's as if the very essence of her complex identity, her interwoven desires, has infused this quiet space, leaving behind a delicate, permanent imprint. This chamber, a silent witness, holds the unspoken parts of her truth, a gentle whisper in the vastness of time. Soft, distant hum continues, blending with the sound of a gentle breeze. The air in this ancient chamber seems to hold echoes, not of sound, but of profound understanding. It's as if the very stones themselves have absorbed the weight of ages, the genesis of a being whose story intertwines with the fate of sanctuary. A faint, almost imperceptible shimmer begins to emanate from a central pedestal, previously unnoticed in the soft gloom. It's not a harsh, piercing light, but a gentle, internal glow, revealing subtle etchings upon its surface. These aren't runes of power or spells of destruction, but intricate, almost delicate patterns that seem to trace the lineage of a grand, yet tragic, purpose. Soft, ambient hum deepens slightly as your gaze softly follows these lines. You might discern faint outlines of celestial wings, not fierce or mighty, but elegantly formed, hinting at a heritage beyond the mortal realm. And beneath them, interwoven with the angelic designs, are motifs of deep, rooted earth, of raw, untamed creation. This quiet symbolism speaks volumes, far more than any spoken word could convey. It describes a being born of two worlds, of heaven and of the void, a union that birthed not only her, but an entire realm. The very air feels thick with the gentle weight of this origin, a soft explanation of Lilith's true beginning. The chamber doesn't just hold her story, it embodies the quiet explanation of her very essence. The dual nature, the yearning for creation, the burden of a chosen path, all converge in these silent carvings. The glow from the pedestal pulses softly, a steady, rhythmic beat like the gentle pulse of a world dreaming. It's a reminder that even in the most formidable figures, there lies a core of intricate origin, a truth that, when calmly observed, sheds light on their deepest motivations. This gentle revelation settles around you, inviting a deeper sense of peace, a quiet understanding of the mother of sanctuary. The air around you seems to hum with a soft, ancient understanding, a resonance of purpose that clarifies her path. You find yourself drifting deeper still into a chamber not marked by strife, but by a profound stillness. Here, the stone walls are smooth, worn by countless ages, imbued with a quiet power that transcends mere conflict. A single, soft luminescence emanates from the chamber's center, perhaps from a pool of still, dark water or a crystalline formation that pulses with a gentle, protective glow. This light illuminates faint, intricate carvings on the walls, reaching up to a domed ceiling. They depict not battles or grand conquests, but the intertwining of life, the careful formation of a world, a haven. You can discern stylized figures, delicate roots spreading, and stars gently forming in an ethereal sky. These are the whispers of creation, the silent echoes of the mother's earliest dreams for sanctuary. It was a world she envisioned for her children, a place free from the eternal conflict of her birthright, a shelter from the endless war between heaven and hell. You sense her deepest desire, not for dominion in the way of demons, but for sanctuary itself, for a protected realm where her progeny could thrive, unburdened. The air is cool, yet comforting, like a quiet embrace from a distant past, confirming this deeper truth about Lilith's identity. She is not merely a force of chaos, but the reluctant architect of a fragile peace, a mother fiercely guarding her creation. This profound understanding settles deep within you, a tranquil lullaby of origins. The understanding, a gentle current, flows through the quiet chamber of your thoughts. You find yourself now in a place of deep stillness, a sanctuary unseen by most. It is a hidden library, perhaps, not of grand halls and towering shelves, but a circular room carved from smooth, dark stone, its surfaces worn smooth by forgotten ages. Soft, phosphorescent moss glows faintly along the edges of ancient, intricately carved tables, casting a serene light upon unbound scrolls and leather-bound tomes. These are not books of battle, but of Genesis, of difficult choices made in the dawn of creation, each page a testament to a truth long obscured. Soft, distant humming sound. A lone, delicate quill, its feathers softened by time, rests beside a half-finished manuscript, its ink long dry. Yet the wisdom it holds feels vibrant, alive. You can almost feel the presence of ancient hands, long ago, meticulously detailing the silent sacrifices, the immense burden of a mother's love that reshaped worlds. Here, in these quiet archives, the true narrative of Lilith unfolds, not in screams of war, but in whispers of protection, in the quiet desperation to nurture a nascent world, even if it meant defying all celestial and infernal decrees. The weight of her choices, once seen as rebellion, now resonates as a profound act of creation. The air here is cool, yet comforting, scented faintly with old parchment, and a touch of something ethereal, like distant starlight captured within the stone. Overhead, the ceiling arches into a gentle dome, painted with constellations that tell forgotten tales of sanctuary's birth, stars that watched the very first footsteps of humanity. Each constellation is a small, quiet beacon, a silent witness to Lilith's enduring, complex legacy. This room, bathed in a soft, internal glow, is a testament to her untold story, a silent, peaceful echo of her profound love and sacrifice. It invites you to simply be, to absorb the peaceful weight of this ancient truth as the phosphorescent moss continues its soft, steady glow, guiding you deeper into slumber. The soft, steady glow of the phosphorescent moss continues to ripple, a living tapestry of ancient light. It feels as if each tiny speck of luminescence holds a whisper from the past, echoing the profound choices that shaped Sanctuary. You find yourself drawn gently forward, not by urgency, but by a quiet knowing, a sense of timeless understanding settling around you. The moss seems to part slightly, revealing a shallow alcove carved into the living rock. Within it rests not a relic of war, but a simple, elegant carving. It depicts two figures, one tall and graceful, with wings that seem to dissolve into starlight, the other a smaller, nascent form, reaching out with innocent hands. This is the first mother, Lilith, cradling a newly formed Nephilim, her eyes etched with a fierce, protective love that transcends the boundaries of light and shadow. This image, illuminated by the gentle, shifting greens and blues of the moss, speaks volumes. It's a quiet testament to her initial purpose, her deep desire to create and safeguard a realm where her children could thrive, free from the endless war between angels and demons. Her identity, stripped bare of fear and fury, is seen here as an act of creation, born from a desperate hope for a new beginning. As you gaze upon this silent tableau, the air grows even stiller, heavier with the weight of ages, yet lighter with the clarity of revelation. The moss pulsates softly around the carving, as if breathing life into the ancient scene, inviting you to simply observe this nuanced truth. You understand that even the most formidable figures are often defined by their deepest affections, and their most significant actions are often rooted in a desire to protect what they cherish. Let this gentle understanding wash over you, a peaceful wave carrying away any lingering thoughts, leaving only the quiet beauty of this ancient, understood narrative. The understanding of Lilith, of her deep connection to the lands of Sanctuary and her children, settles like dust on an ancient tome, softening the edges of one's sharp perceptions. You find yourself in a quiet, undisturbed archive, its shelves rising high, filled with scrolls and bound volumes that whisper of forgotten ages. The air is still, carrying only the faint, comforting scent of aged parchment and dry earth. Here, the story of her true identity unfolds not with grand pronouncements, but with the subtle turning of a page, the gentle unrolling of a map that traces the very first steps of humanity across this world. Each inscription, each faded illustration on these ancient records reinforces her identity, not as a figure of simple malice, but as a complex architect of existence, a mother driven by fierce, protective love for her creations. It's a love that birthed a world, nurtured nurtured its inhabitants and ultimately sought to shield them from encroaching shadows. A soft, otherworldly glow, subtle as moonlight filtering through stained glass, emanates from a central pedestal. It illuminates a weathered stone tablet resting there, its surface cool and smooth to the touch. On its ancient face, faint, almost ethereal carvings depict a figure, regal and sorrowful, with arms outstretched, seemingly cradling a stylized representation of the world. It is a silent testament to the primeval bargain, the grand design, and the immense burden she willingly carried. This quiet reflection allows the narrative to deepen, not as a judgment of past deeds, but as a profound insight into the very heart of Sanctuary's genesis. The weight of her decisions, once perceived as defiance, now rests as the cornerstone of this world's fragile peace, a testament to her enduring, complicated love forever etched into the very fabric of this realm. Let this quiet revelation guide your thoughts, a gentle current carrying you deeper into tranquility. Very soft, distant chimes. As the soft chimes fade into the quiet, we drift deeper into the heart of Sanctuary's beginnings. Imagine now a hidden chamber, nestled deep within ancient, forgotten roots, a place where time itself seems to slow, preserving every whisper of creation. This chamber is not grand or imposing, but rather hushed and intimate, its walls carved from the very earth of this nascent world. Small, glowing motes of dust drift lazily in the filtered light, catching on faint, almost imperceptible etchings that tell a silent story. Here, the tale of Lilith and Anarius, of their audacious act of love and defiance, is not written in words, but in the gentle curves of the stone, in the faint shimmer of residual magic that clings to the air. Soft, distant hum, you observe the subtle interplay of light and shadow dancing across aged murals. These aren't murals of war or conquest, but a flowing energy of two powerful, luminous beings intertwined, their essences merging to spark a new dawn. There's a profound stillness, yet also a sense of endless potential radiating from these ancient depictions. You can almost feel the gentle hum of raw creative force, still echoing from the moment Sanctuary was first dreamed into existence, a world brimming with secrets yet to unfold. It is a quiet testament to Lilith's profound role, not just as a mother, but as a foundational architect of this world, her identity woven into its very being from the first breath it took. Her essence, the very core of her being, is reflected in the dual nature of this realm, a place of both stunning beauty and shadowed mystery, born from the union of light and dark. The air here is still, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant, ancient blossoms, a faint, sweet aroma that hints at the deep connection to nature. The quiet speaks of a powerful truth, a primal identity explained not through grand declarations, but through the enduring presence of life itself, endlessly blossoming from her initial, courageous act. Let your thoughts unfurl gently in this cradle of creation, as the gentle resonance of origins soothes your mind, inviting a deeper, peaceful rest. The whispers of creation gently guide your awareness now, leading you deeper into the quiet heart of this ancient understanding. You find yourself in a silent, circular chamber, its walls adorned with the softest, relief-carved patterns. These carvings tell stories not with words, but with the elegant intertwining of light and shadow, much like the very tapestry of time. Here, the true essence of Lilith is not a secret to be unearthed with effort, but a gentle revelation, a quiet truth embedded in the very fabric of sanctuary itself. The air is still, carrying only the faintest, almost imperceptible scent of old stone and lingering ancient magic, a magic not of fierce power, but of deep, abiding presence. Subtle, distant, soft hum. Look closely at the swirling patterns, if you wish. They depict a profound duality, a beautiful, necessary tension. One thread, delicate and shimmering with an inner glow, represents the light of the high heavens, a faint memory of angelic grace and noble intent. The other thread, dark and deep as the primordial night, embodies the raw, untamed power of the burning hells, a force of primal passion and fierce will. These two threads intertwine, not in conflict, but in a timeless, elegant dance of creation, forming the intricate, blossoming patterns that define her very being. Her true identity, you realize, is not merely one or the other, but the sacred, bold synthesis of both. She is the confluence, the very living bridge between these two great, opposing forces, a being born of defiant choice and profound destiny. Let this quiet realization settle over you, a profound sense of balance and origin found in the heart of legend. Feel the gentle weight of this knowledge, not as a burden, but as a soft, comforting lullaby of understanding, drifting you further into tranquil slumber. As the last whispers of her ancient narrative settle around you, imagine now a quiet, forgotten chamber, deep within a silent, sun-drenched ruin. The air here is still and warm, carrying the faint, sweet scent of aged parchment and cool stone. On a pedestal, bathed in a soft, ethereal light that seems to emanate from within the chamber itself, rests a single, intricate scroll. Its edges are frayed with untold centuries, yet its surface glows with the subtle shimmer of deep, cosmic understanding. This is not a story of conflict, but of revelation, a quiet unfolding of identity, much like the gentle unrolling of this ancient text. You perceive the symbols inscribed upon it, not with your eyes, but with a deeper knowing, a sense of completion. They tell of beginnings and choices, of an existence woven into the very fabric of sanctuary, a daughter of both light and shadow. Understood at last, the soft glow from the scroll pulses slowly, almost like a steady, peaceful breath, illuminating the dust motes dancing lazily in the quiet air. Each pulse is a gentle reminder that even the most complex tales find their resolution, their quiet place of rest. Your own breath now mirrors this steady rhythm, slow and even. Let the final threads of Lilith's true identity, now softly revealed, weave into the tapestry of your own quiet evening. Chamber around you begins to fade, its gentle light dimming to a comforting twilight. The whispers of the ancient story grow distant, like a faraway stream murmuring a final lullaby. Allow yourself to release any lingering thoughts, any small curiosities into this peaceful fading. You are safe, you are warm, and the quiet understanding you have found now cradles you. Drift deeper now, carried by the soft, settling peace into the deepest, most restorative sleep.